look, you can't win them all. Okay? It's not always about winning too. I learned a lot in my week 1 matchup against Temple. And what I learned is that despite not having a draft, despite only getting free agents, I still got my dogs. I got the 3 Pokemon that I had asked for. And I made a team that could show up on week 1 and put in an effort. An effort that could go long distance. We might be on the bottom today, but we're not going to be on the bottom all week. We're going to get back up. We're going to rise again. We're going to start winning. We're going to get these teams down to science. And no amount of Iron Moths, Tinglus, or Pinchurins are going to get me down in the dumps. I'm proud of my team. I'm still proud of my team, even after all 3 games. We're going to go far. We'll be seeing them again in the playoffs. Now, let's start the week 1 yap with pre-week. Getting into sort of the team I was thinking about going into the week. It's week 1. First thing I noticed, God, tough loss. First thing I noticed was that I knew for a fact he was going to be taking a majority of these top 5, if not all. So a lot of my team prep came into just taking care of those 5 that I found to be huge issues. Definitely had my most fear of Iron Moth just because my team doesn't have great things to go into it. That was the biggest concern, was that. Other than that, his team didn't super concern me. Hitmontop definitely was a little bit more of a surprise hitter than I thought it was going to be, but no doubt he was just pretty solid. His team all around, really difficult to deal with, but I think I went in with a really good plan and it turned out pretty well. Game 1, just playing it front to back, start Corviknight, make sure if there is something to set up that gets set up. Same with Tinkaton, going to play front to back. And then just getting into good situations with Flapple, Raikou, Hawlucha, Entei, to where they can get quick kills, and then if need be, stay in. If they can stay in, I was winning. Didn't always happen, but that was what I wanted. So my game 1 team was actually fantastic. I liked it a lot. And my game 2 team I knew was going to be similar, but I did like the Slowbro change up, and the Slowbro played incredibly well, better than I thought it was going to. It actually walled harder than I was expecting it to, and we'll see it once we start reviewing the games. Nothing really to write home about. Flapple was way, way, way stronger than I thought, and getting into it and finally starting to get some notes on it, I know now how strong it can be. Yeah, Corviknight, kind of an underperformer. I want to try some different stuff with its set in the coming week. Entei did great, Hawlucha great, Tinkaton, something we can work on for sure. But everything I did this week, I think, was working towards a victory. And just game 3, Carnson, he had a better team in game 3. I just didn't have a way to deal with his Pinchurin, and definitely game 2 was just an absolute perfect, even with misplays, still played really well. So let's just start going into the games. This is game 1. Start off pretty simple. Corviknight and Melodic starts really bad. I mean, frozen 4 turns, here is not ideal. I'm happy I didn't switch out though. I mean, switching out probably was not going to be ideal. If I switched out, I might have lost more than I wanted to there. Melodic is, I think, hits a lot harder than I probably would give it credit for. A little bit of an audio issue. Don't worry, I'm still here. Into the Ting Lu switch, wasn't surprised. Being frozen still hurt a lot. He gets to start setting up on me and that's when I finally got to actually do something. Defog was good and exactly what I thought it would be. Noticing that Corviknight will literally never do damage, so I might switch up might switch it up. I like this. I like just playing with what I'm given. It was helping a lot. The big thing was that Ting Lu was just so much more bulky than I thought I could deal with, and it showed. Probably didn't need to go for acrobatics there, but honestly going down more in defense really wasn't going to change anything. Great encore play here. Sets me up for the Swords Dance when he sends in his Iron Boulder. He made a misplay here. You probably didn't know it at the time, but definitely the Unburden buff was pretty huge for getting this kill. Also was huge for just getting Melodic low as all giddy up. I'll take that trade any day of the week. Iron Boulder, going into the week, Iron Boulder and Iron Moth were two of the more scary Pokemon I was going to have to deal with. I was glad I didn't have any real huge trouble with Iron Boulder at all. Iron Moth was a different story, and we'll get more into that. Again, like the play. I knew Ting Lu had Whirlwind. I should have known the interaction better, as I wouldn't have gone for this, and I could have just fought, which would have been better, but a misplay that I can remember for, when next time comes around and next player I face comes around. Right now we're still 5-5. I'm really happy with how my games went in terms of like, hey, is this, playing like more neutral, not getting too far ahead of myself and not ever falling so far behind that was unreachable. In game 1 and game 2, that it was always like I always felt in the game despite what was going on, which was really huge for me. And this is where you start to see the problem I have with Iron Moth. I don't have anything that either walls it completely or takes care of it completely, which was what scared me the most. I mean, I think him switching out was probably a mistake here, but again, it's not a big deal. Entei starts getting some kills, and it really evens it out. Now, here's where things start to go unfortunate. I switched thinking, okay, this guy's going for a move, and I don't want to continue using Stomping Tantrum. A mistake. I switched into Corviknight just to sack it, in all seriousness, and I probably messed up the census, but that's neither here nor there now. This is my first mistake, was switching out to Corviknight, thinking that Baxcalibur was actually going to attack, and it didn't end up being that way. Dragon Dance, which was absolutely awful for me to face, and at this point I'm like, it's over. It's so over. Misplay. I'm not saying staying in with Entei would have won anything, but it definitely hurt not just sticking with it. EQ gets a kill here, and I'm just crying. Good thing though is that I had Flapple. Flapple was absolutely huge here. Check the play. Huge Terra into fire, resist all the ice. He gets 4 hits, I live. Outrage, easy one shot. I've been planning that for a week, by the way. Literally according to plan. Literally, according to plan, it couldn't have gone better. At this point, I won. Okay, I did the calc. I had done the calc earlier in the week. This was a guaranteed win. I mean, come on. He's a buster. I should just name him Mango. He's just a buster. He goes for the flashy plays, and you gotta respect him for it. But God, does it hurt when it doesn't work, does it? Absolutely, just absolutely awful to feel. And that one hurt. And as soon as it happened, I was like, that's it. Here was the next thing that hurt even more. And I don't know the EVs of this. I do not. But if it was full special attack, it would just barely not kill. It would just barely not kill on some of the rolls. Not all rolls. Most of the time it does kill, but some of the rolls it would miss or not kill all the way. But that wouldn't even matter because I get crit. That sucked. That sucked a lot. A game that admittedly I should win. I should win this. Just came down to some bad luck at the very end. I have to play Flapple that way. Unfortunately, to make Flapple the GOAT, I have to play him that way. He's got to be my Mango. He's got to be my Mango. He went for the play. It didn't end up working for us. And it is what it is. Game 1 goes to Temple. He actually played it really well, I think I played it well too. I can't help at the end. That kind of stuff happens. Congrats to him on the first game, honestly. You can see it's like I'm still a little salty. I'm still a little salty about it. It should have been a win, I think. The miss was crucial. The outrage would have killed. It's over now. Stuff I could have done better. I need to play better into the stally kind of, setup Pokemon better. That's just for the whole set. I didn't play well into the setup Pokemon thing. I think I played into them too much. And I should either be like, okay, I'm going to either deal with this, or I'm going to, I'm either going to deal with the Pokemon or deal with the setup. It's one or the other. If he's going to set up all the entry hazards, then I need to either deal with them or just say fuck them and deal with the Pokemon. Then it's done. And I didn't want to do that. That was my own fault. So we'll go to game 2. Now I have Slowbro. It was really between Raikou and Slowbro for this stuff, and Slowbro does certain things better than Raikou. And a lot of it came down was I'm taking Raikou because I don't know what he's bringing in the back. I always knew those top 5, or the majority of those top 5 were going to be there. But I didn't know what he's bringing in the back. And that's when Raikou came into being, okay, this might be a Pokemon I would want to have on my team. And it actually didn't do much, but I wouldn't say it didn't do enough. So for that, let's just go on with this first battle. I knew he was going to start Ting-Lu, and I thought to myself, if he's going to start Ting-Lu, let's get some stuff done out of the way immediately. Let's get rid of this leftovers. Boom. That's one thing dealt with. Whirlwind puts me into Flapple. I'm already happy. Because I'm thinking this. It's like, Ting-Lu can't kill me. Whatever he swaps into, I'm going to get somewhat of an advantage on him. Just somewhat. Not a ton of advantage. Just somewhat. Because the thing is, I never outspeed Iron Moth, max speed Iron Moth. I never outspeed Iron Moon, max speed. But I can outspeed Baxcalibur. And I can do a ton of damage to Ting-Lu. So I was actually in a fantastic spot here. He sets up. Now he switched out the Melodic. I'm still using Grab Apple. I got two Pokemon right now. Under 1/3, easy kills, easy cleanup kills. Not gonna be an issue. I'm loving Game 2. Game 2 started off fantastic for me. I couldn't have played, like, this couldn't have gone better for me. The whirlwind into Flapple, into everything was just perfect. And now, this play right here is huge. And you think 21% ain't much, it's the defense. It's the defense. The defense drop, I go into Dragon type. I break sub because of this now, which puts me in a great spot. Miss is just absolutely, I mean, hey, look. Even LeBron James, Michael Jordan, whoever you believe to be the GOAT, even they miss sometimes. It's okay. Flapple's going to come back next week. He's going to be on the free throw line, getting back at it. Good switch in here. Just fine. Honestly, just getting rid of entries here, just to keep Entei and Flapple healthy, was really the only thing that concerned me at this point. Corviknight is literally just here to deal with hazards. Going back to my roster, Corviknight was probably not so much needed, but come game 3, it was really necessary. But I probably could have gotten away with not using it or switching up my moves a little bit. It wasn't terrible. It just was lackluster. I think I could probably go with something better for Corviknight in particular. Yeah, just underperformed. I'm okay with it being... I was okay with it being sacked here. Even with the +2 special attack, I'm not worried. Because my GOAT is right here to die. That is a misplay for sure. I think I forgot that it had booster energy because the game before I had literally told myself, I was like, oh, it doesn't have booster energy when I swap back in. I just win, right? I hit outrage and we win. Nope. But it's okay because my dog just gets in there, just absolutely eats it up. Good switch in again. I mean, I'm just playing this front to back just like a freaking mess. Get a good encore. Switches to Ghost. Everything's going fine for me here. I like the play I made. I wasn't tripping about it. As soon as it hit Bullet Punch, I'm like, I'm not worried about you, bro. End encore. Go for the knockoff. Get a good kill. It's evened out after the Iron Moth, and Iron Moth is so unbelievably scary. Honestly, Melodic's just dead here. I mean, it was at 11% before it swapped in. It could have... yeah, whatever. It's slower. I get the kill. I mean, it was already dead. Now, this guy, this MFer is scary. Really scared of Sacred Sword. I'm really scared of this guy in Dread. Here comes Slowbro. Now, let me just say, look at this. Mighty Cleave does 36% to Slowbro. 36%. I mean, this thing's not weak. Slowbro is just the man. Foul play. Literal one-shot. Literal freaking one-shot. Critical hit. Slowbro's the GOAT. He's just the GOAT. Absolutely great addition to the team here. And it went so hard because foul play just absolutely counters those last two Pokemon. I'm not concerned. I got Baxcalibur low enough. Loses defense, plus speed. I don't care. I send in my Bow. Entei gets a nice last two kills. Ends the game. There was a lot of good things that happened from it. That whirlwind into Flapple was huge. I mean, that's just bad RNG, I'd say, for Temple. He played it really well with Iron Moth. I think I misplayed with Flapple. I could have still had him late if need be, but it didn't matter. It still ended up being fine for me. Entei with a lot of cleanup potential, which I was very happy to see. Entei is just one of those Pokemon I think people kind of forget, like, oh wait, this thing can hit like a truck. But overall, game 2 went fantastic, perfectly, almost exactly the way I would have wanted it to go, other than a few misplays by myself, but I'm not going to worry about those with this first episode. The build. Last one. This one. All I'm gonna say is this is Pincher, okay? And they don't know him. They just don't know him, okay? He's absolutely fantastic, and I don't even want to like comment on like something I could have done better, because there's plenty I could have done better. I just want to give credit to Temple. He played Pinchurin so well, and I just couldn't beat that. I just couldn't. As soon as he got Pinchurin out, you know, I was doomed to fail, and it's a truly a shame that I was doomed to fail. It is what it is. Slowbro comes in, does a great job tanking it. I mean, that's a +2, by the way, +2. The absolute insane. I got that. A lot of misplays here. I should never be going for healing moves here to let Pinchurin get healthy again. I should just be and trying to kill this thing. That was just not good. Looking back, I could have done that. It is what it is. This thing was just so hard for me to deal with. Again, I'm just letting it heal up. This is just sets up fully. Pinchurin's still alive. We get Bartender in. I go for Psychic, which is actually pretty big. I mean, I know now I'm at extreme speed %. I go in at extreme speed. Get out to Tinglu. I don't want to stay into extreme speed. Oh, he switched it out. Interesting. Yeah, well, it didn't matter. Get in Tinkaton. Kind of get back to a board state that I like. The thing is that because I effed around so much with Pinchurin, I was always screwed. Because I effed around with this Pokemon too much. And they don't know him. They just don't know him. And I wasn't aware of him either. I just had so much trouble killing the damn thing. And it really did become an issue of like, okay, I can't get past this thing. He gets his Iron Moth out, and I have to send out Entei. You know, and Sludge Wave, which was good to see there, was like 54%. Just kind of showed that, like, if that crit didn't happen game 1, I probably would have won. And that's not to say I wouldn't have won game 2, but it definitely did hurt to not win that game 1. I start to get some kills back here, but at this point, my offense is already dead in Entei and Hawlucha. I threw those guys away, essentially. I'm healing up again, letting Pinchurin go to full. He's just paralyzing my team, and it's just, at this point, a slow burn. There's really not much to comment on. I think I do eventually kill... Yeah, I eventually kill Hitmontop. I do eventually kill Pinchurin, which was nice. But at this point, we're too deep. We're too deep in the hole. There's at no point do I win this. And I try to predict him going for like a fire move. I don't even know. They just literally anything. They just don't know him, and he deserved that second win. He played really well with Pinchurin. Honest to God. Going into next week, we're going to look into maybe putting taunt on one of these motherfuckers. But other than that, I was happy with how prep went. Prep went really well. At no point did I look at the opponent's team and think, this is something I wasn't expecting to see. Obviously, I didn't account for Pinchurin the last game. Everything else was pretty on the nose that I was ready for. And I never had an issue of like, okay, the game feels out of hand until game 3 when Pinchurin came in. Pinchurin truly was his GOAT. And that Pokemon's probably going to be really, really hard to deal with for the rest of the season. So kudos to anybody that can beat that guy. I like the prep. The prep went really well. At no point did I think my two teams were gonna like get stomped, and they didn't. They actually played fine. Game 3 was probably the only game that they really truly got outclassed, and that was more of my opponent playing really well and me playing poorly. Things to look forward to week 2. I haven't looked at my opponent's stuff yet. I haven't looked much at the rosters or who I'm even facing. I can check it right now as well. In week 2, I am facing Megaverse. Let's go back to the rosters. I'm gonna start just yapping about it real quick. Oreo stuffing. Oh God. Honestly, I see a lot of good Pokemon. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be sweet. Nothing that stands out like I'm not gonna be able to beat this, but a couple of memes come to mind with Iron Valiant. That's gonna be something to look forward to. I'm gonna go into the prep for this weekend, start thinking about what I can do to get better. I think my team's actually gonna be sort of an astonishing finisher. And I think we're just gonna finish this yap by naming him Mango the Buster. And look forward to the yap next week. We're gonna start prepping. Get back into the notepad. Truly see what we can do better. Truly get an idea of how we're gonna beat OOS. And yeah, that's about it. Again, congrats to Temple for winning week 1. I'll be seeing him later in playoffs though. His team is definitely beatable. I think I misplayed, and I think he played game 3 really well. It turned out this was the ending of our game right here, with him winning game 1 and game 3. And yeah, we're gonna get back out there and truly make a splash in the scene. See you guys all next week. And two new teams for week 2. And yeah, that's about it. Interesting. Dang. Looks like they're going to game 3. Alright, anyways, see ya.